My wife died in March. 6 weeks later, her attorney called. She'd left a sealed letter in her estate file addressed to a man I'd never heard of. He was 34 years old. My wife Ellen died in March after 18 months of cancer. We were married 26 years. No secrets I knew of, no unfinished business. Her attorney called 6 weeks after the funeral. Said Ellen had left a sealed letter in her estate file with instructions to deliver it after her death. The letter wasn't addressed to me. It was addressed to a man named Owen Farrell. The attorney said he'd already been in contact with him. Ellen and I met when she was 29. She grew up in Cleveland, moved to Pittsburgh for work, found me at a company event on a Thursday in October. By Christmas, we were inseparable. We tried for children in our 30s and it didn't happen. She grieved quietly. I followed her lead. By the time we stopped trying, she said she'd made peace with it. I believed her. I never had any reason to think she'd been pregnant before. Owen Farrell is 34. I did the math that night. Ellen was 22 in 1989, 3 years before we met. She told me little about those years. Said she'd been figuring herself out. There was one name she'd mentioned once. A man named Paul, who hadn't worked out. Said it simply and never brought him up again. I hadn't pushed because it wasn't my story. Standing in my kitchen, I started wondering what else I'd chosen not to push. I asked the attorney if I could read the letter. He said it was Owen's property, his decision to share or not. I asked if Owen knew Ellen was dead. He said he'd been informed. I asked if Owen wanted contact. The attorney said he'd asked for time. I went to work and sat for 3 hours without doing anything useful. I kept thinking about what Ellen had written to him. What she'd found a way to say to a stranger that she'd never said to me. Owen called in August. His voice was careful. Someone who'd rehearsed. He said he'd grown up knowing he was adopted, but nothing else. Said Ellen had found him through a DNA registry in 2019. They'd been exchanging emails for 3 years. She'd asked him not to contact her family until after her death. He said he'd agreed because she seemed so scared. I asked what she'd been scared of. He said me. He said she was afraid I'd leave if I knew. Ellen's sister Carol lives in Cleveland. I called her the night Owen and I spoke. I said, "Did you know about Owen?" She said yes, no hesitation. Said Ellen had told her in 2020 that it had been the hardest secret she'd ever kept. I asked why she hadn't said anything after Ellen died. She said Ellen had made her promise. Then she said something I wasn't ready for. Ellen had wanted to tell me herself. She just ran out of time. I went through Ellen's things that weekend. Her closet still full, her nightstand untouched since March. In the back of her desk drawer, I found a printed email chain dated 2021. Owen's name at the top. She'd printed every exchange, 41 pages, clipped, rubber banded. She'd kept them the same way she kept tax returns. Organized, important, labeled. I stood at her desk for a long time before I could pick them up. I met Owen in September at a coffee shop in Pittsburgh. He was already there. Ellen's mouth, a way of holding his coffee with both hands that I recognized immediately. He brought a photo she'd sent him. Her at 22. Someone I'd never seen before. Young, uncertain, not yet sure what was coming. He slid it across the table and I picked it up. I sat there, holding a version of my wife I'd never had the chance to know. Owen has a daughter named Ellen. He told me at the end of that coffee. Said he'd chosen the name before he knew anything. She's 3 years old. He showed me a photo.